Hi everyone, it's Julie with Find Your Joy Crochet and Fiber Arts, and today we're going to have some fun with some resist on some yarn. Now resist means you basically just create a tight point on the yarn so the dye can't penetrate. Today I'm using a mixture of both Dharma acid dyes and Jacquard acid dyes. We were inspired this month with a dye along to create a female blue jay with all her tail feathers, and there's going to be a picture popped in here in just a second. So there's that gorgeous blue jay, and let's get to dyeing. So I created a bunch of resist points with 300 grams of Hawthorne DK yarn by Knit Picks. I do have a little bit of staining in my pan. I'm not worried about it, however, though, because there's going to be a lot of colors added in. I draped the parts that don't have the resist over the back of the pan. I'm only using the burner on the right side of my pan, so there shouldn't be any burning or scorching. I did make 1% stock solutions of all my dye, and my plan is to just squirt it all over my yarn. So I started with Dharma Frozen here, and I'm not worried about over squirt. I'm not worried about spreading. I just want to create all those different colors in the blue jay. So I went in and I just had a lot of fun. I do have about a half a cup of vinegar in here because I wanted the dye to strike as fast as possible. So here I come in with Brilliant Blue by Jacquard, and I'm not super worried about the penetration, whether or not it's getting to the other side. I do end up flipping this yarn at some point and getting the other side of it. So you can see how it's just kind of going into the pan. I'm not worried about a little bit of mixture of color because I'm okay with the different feathers, like on a bird, having the different colors. So you can see here, this is after that very first two colors. I have some different mistakes in there. I'm not worried about it. Here it is after I've added that first layer of color. Now what I've done is I flipped the yarn, got all of that done, and now I'm taking the periwinkle. This is the long part. So I've done a big shift. I couldn't film it all. And now I'm just haphazardly squirting that periwinkle by Jacquard all over the parts that I want to use for, like, quote unquote, the head of the bird. So I take that until I'm happy with it. I just not even pay attention how I scored it. Then I did some Teddy Bear Brown. This is by Dharma, and I wanted to give that a little bit of a warmth in there. It's not a super warm brown, so I squirted that in there as well and let that all kind of strike as fast as possible. It struck extremely fast. I went back in with periwinkle, squirted on some more, and just let it sit until the water cleared. And as you can see, there was still some blue left in the pan as I added the long parts that weren't with resist points. I was very happy about that because I wanted some of that blue to strike into the yarn too, to add a little bit of more of a cohesive yarn so it wasn't just one side one color, one side the other. I let it all sit there till the colors all struck into the yarn. The water was clear. You can see in there, I went ahead and added it back because now I'm going to add the black. So I've moved my zip ties to expose the white. So I just shifted everything down, added a few extra zip ties in there, exposing the white. I'm leaving those two where they are. And then I took my black, I think I used Toner Black by Dharma, and squirted that on there. And I'm letting that sit in the pan. I was so hoping I wasn't going to get a purple. I wanted a black. There's the browns and the blues and the periwinkles on that back part of the yarn. I'm showing that there, and there's some white left as well, which I was so happy about. And I just let this cook into the pan until most of the color cleared, which you can see I have a lot of spread. I have a lot of blending. I was so happy about that because I didn't want complete straight lines all through it. I wanted a little bit of some difference. But then as you can see, as I'm starting to take the resist points off, I have some white left behind, which I was really excited about. And here is me doing the big reveal of taking all of these zip ties off. I was so thrilled with the black that I had and the colors and the lines, and there you can look at it. It's almost just like a neon blue underneath there. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. These removable zip ties are amazing. I get them from Amazon. You can reuse them over and over and over again. Eventually it'll stop working, but I probably get 10, 15, 20 uses out of each of them. So there is me showing the different colors after we remove the resists, and you can see I got pretty significant lines. After I put it into the pan or my bucket to cool down, I then rinsed it, used my clear dish soap, and oh my gosh, here it is, the reveal! There's my final yarn. Oh my gosh, look at how beautiful it turned out. I am so thrilled. I'm so thrilled with all the colors. It reminds me just like a blue jay, and I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you've learned something, and this has just been a super fun technique. I am Julie with Find Your Joy Crochet and Fiber Arts. Find me on the web at findyourjoycrochet.com. Thanks again.